Hello everyone, I am Laethas and welcome back to another video, and today I have a list of 5 manga that came out in the year 2017 that I think are worth checking out or looking into. So, with the end of the year coming, 2018, on the horizon, I thought, why not pick out 5 series that I thought are worth checking out, just that started releasing this year. So, nothing much other than that. So let's just get right into it. Try to vary the list with genre, style, aesthetic, demographic, that kind of thing. So first off, we have Flying Witch by Chihiro Ishizuka. And this is just a nice, calm, and relaxing series to read. No real, overarching plot or heavy reliance on narrative. It's more so just episodic sort of adventures that are just calm and relaxing. Nice little isekai series, and if you're just looking for a series to read and relax, definitely recommend picking this up. Began releasing at the beginning of the year, and there are currently 3 volumes out as of the recording, and 4 volumes out probably by the time this goes up, because the 4th volume is coming out on December the 19th. But that is the first series I have a feeling you should check out, is Flying Witch. I personally really enjoy it. Great to read after work, school, etc. So, first series, Flying Witch. And next up, we have a new release that came out December 5th, so just came out, and that would be Astra Lost in Space by Kenta Shinohara. And this is a Shonen Jump series that, of course, means it's released by Viz Media. And after reading the first chapter, I was sort of a little hesitant about how good the series was going to be. This is, of course, a little spoiler for my manga haul that will be coming out at some point very soon. But, yeah, after the first chapter, I was kind of hesitant on the series, and then once I had finished the volume, I really feel that it is definitely a series that could go somewhere. It has a lot of potential in it, and I don't think it is a series to miss out on, because it is one of those series that I see being one of the better, sort of shonen titles to come out recently. So if you've never heard of this series, I would definitely recommend checking it out, especially if you are a shonen fan or are looking for something different, because this is not a battle shonen like a Black Clover, a Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball. It is not a battle series, so a little bit different than a lot of the Shonen Jump titles that are out and about. Yeah, nice little space story. You can probably guess what it's about just from the title. But I would definitely recommend checking this out. If you don't like the first 1 or 2 chapters, I would encourage you to read the rest of the volume, because I feel it really picks up steam by the end. It really depends on where the author goes with the series, but if he continues up the same sort of level of quality as it appeared was going on towards the later half of the volume, I can definitely see this series being very good in time. But that is the second series I think you should check out. And next up, we have the Josei series released by Kodansha Comics, Frau, Faust by Kore Yamazaki, and this is another series by her. The other series that is really big and popular is The Ancient Magus Bride, put out by 7 Seas. But Frau Faust, unlike The Ancient Magus Bride, is a Josei, whereas The Ancient Magus Bride is a shonen. So, little bit different style, but you can definitely tell that the series are by the same author. They have very similar feels and styles, except for this one deals with a much older character. And just from this first volume, it appears that the series are going to be very similar, but the slight nuances in their style is what is going to sort of separate them into their own specific series. So if you are a fan of The Ancient Magus Bride, which I'm sure a lot of you are since that is a very popular series, I definitely recommend checking this series out. came out recently. There are currently 2 volumes out, and I believe the third is not scheduled till 2018. But this is definitely a series I recommend you picking up, especially if you are a fan of the Ancient Magus Bride. And next up, how could I have a list of 2017 releases without including this incredibly popular, famous, and just widespread title, My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness by Nagata Kabi. I've said a lot about this series already. You probably know a lot about it as well, since it is very popular and everyone has sort of expressed their opinions on this series, whether it be on YouTube or Twitter or any other site, any other social networking site. But yeah, it's just a great story about sort of self-discovery, figuring out who you are as a person, so you got identity and stuff in there. Just a very good story. Heads up, for you Yuri fans, this is not really a Yuri, even though it is marketed as such. So don't expect that going into the series. This is more so dealing with the psychology of our main character and her sort of person or character as sort of who she is and the decisions she makes, as opposed to it being a Yuri or a Shoujo Ai. So Yuri fans, Shoujo Ai fans, this is not going to be that kind of story, but it is still a very good, worthwhile story to read regardless of that. So highly recommend this series. You probably already know a lot about it. I imagine many of you have read it because it is as popular as it is, but very, very good series. Only a single volume and a quite high quality volume release, if I do say so myself, since this has some very nice sort of, you know, very white, very thick sort of paper that it is printed on. So very high quality volume. Definitely recommend picking it up. And that will be that series right there. And last up for this video, you probably already know that this is coming, but we have the glorious and amazing Battle Angel Alita Deluxe Edition hardcover releases put out by Kodansha Comics, and this thing doesn't even fit in frame. As you can see, if we stand it up next to those Viz signature volumes, it is much, much taller. But this book is a 2-in-1, as I have said, and it is $30, so very cheap for a giant 2-in-1 hardcover. Pages are nice, high gloss, so very high quality release. And this series is just an absolute classic, absolute cyberpunk classic that I'm sure you have all heard of. This release is very much anticipated for me, and after having read this first volume, this definitely feels like a series that I'm going to enjoy a lot, and I hope Kodansha continues these hardcover releases into the Last Order sequel series, and if that is something that takes place, I will be very, very happy. But yes, an absolute classic sci-fi series. I'm sure you've all heard of it. Many of you probably have read it, but if you have not, this is definitely one to check out. Very, very, very... I don't know what else to say. It's a classic, very, very good, very psychological aspects. That doesn't make sense. It plays with a lot of psychological, philosophical aspects, and is just overall a very noteworthy series, especially when it comes to sort of manga, and manga in the West as well, since this is one of the first sort of larger series to sort of gain a following. But yeah, the new deluxe edition releases for Battle Angel Alita, definitely recommend you picking these up. Very good series, very high quality release, and a great price for the release itself. But that will do it for this video of 2017 releases to check out, or 5 new 2017 manga releases to check out. I have not read everything that came out, so this list is just based off of the things I have read. But if you have any other specific series that started releasing this year that you feel are noteworthy or deserve to be sort of represented, you can leave those in the comments down below. If you have read any of the series that I mentioned, you can let me know about those as well, or your opinions. But yeah, that'll be all for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and share. If you'd like to keep up to date with all of my content, you can hit that subscribe button. You can follow me on Twitter, there's a link in the description, but thank you guys so much for watching. I am Laethas. Goodbye.